Alright, we are up to number 6 on this countdown. And at number 6, we have the Black Templars, the second founding chapter of the Imperial Fist, which I will get to later in this series. But the Black Templars, at number 6, it was really a hard decision whether to put them at 7 or put the Raven Guard. I ultimately put Raven Guard at 7, and that was a very short video. But Black Templars are at number 6. And they have interesting chapter tactics. The first chapter tactic is that they have the Crusader and Adamantium Will special rules. Now, I can't recall. I looked it up yesterday. And I can't recall exactly what Crusader does. By now, Adamantium Will gives them a +1 to the Deny the Witch roll, which actually could be very useful for Black Templars. They also have a restriction that they cannot take any Psykers in their formation, which kind of bothers me a little bit. Because if you read the Black Templars fluff, it's not that they hate Psykers. I mean, they don't trust them, but nowhere in their fluff does it say that Black Templars don't use Psykers. So, Black Templar players, tell me how difficult it is when you play a 500-point game or a 1,000-point game when you want to take a cheap HQ choice, but you can't take the Librarian. I'm just curious to see how you guys deal with that. On top of that, they actually have a rule, one of their tactics, that if they lose a model, one or more models, to shooting or Overwatch, they gain the counterattack and rage special rules. Now, if I remember right, and I think I read this somewhere. No, actually, I'm wrong. What I'm thinking of, it's completely different. But the counterattack actually is a pretty good ability, especially since we're looking at copying Space Wolves. And I don't remember what Rage does. But overall, I think the chapter tactics for the Black Templars are solid, minus the not being able to bring Librarians. That hurts in a big way, because it limits the HQ choices that you can run, that you can bring. And depending on what point games you play at, that can make a big difference. And don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to diminish Black Templar players. And I should have said this before. I'm not saying that any of these chapter tactics, one is better than another, in a way. These rankings are just more of, this is what I feel for, if you're a new player, especially, you want to play Vanilla Space Marines because there's several models that you enjoy playing as, but you don't know which one to go with. This power ranking list is supposed to kind of help you with that decision. Like, if you want to have, like, maybe you want to play White Scars, maybe you want to play Black Templar, maybe you want to play Ultramarines. This is what you've got to work with. And just in my opinion, from reading and from seeing in videos online, on battle reports, seeing discussion boards about these chapter tactics. So, Black Templar players, you guys got some good stuff? Got some questionable things in your chapter tactics? You guys got a particular advantage in a White Dwarf a few weeks ago, or shortly after the 7th edition Codex came out? I'll get to that in a later date, or later video. So, Black Templar players, tell me, when everything is said and done, do you think you guys should be higher on the list, or do you think this is actually, in comparative to the other chapters that you're sharing the Codex with, are you guys maybe in the right spot where, with what you guys got in comparison?